Hey there. I'm making scalloped potatoes with turkey tonight instead of ham because we don't typically eat ham. And I'm going to make the sauce with a roux. Starting with a roux, which is butter and flour basically. It's a cream sauce that you can bring up with milk, cream. You can add sugar or not. This was starting to sizzle before I've added the flour, so I needed to get it off the heat immediately. Real quick before I start on that, I have two medium to large red skin potatoes that are peeled with the skin on and very thin, and just kind of do an even layer. You do not need to butter the pan. Go back over here. This, you can put cheese in scalloped potatoes or not. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to put cheese in. Okay, so this is about, I would say, 2 tablespoons of melted real butter. And if you can get a shot, honey, of how it is starting to, see how it's starting to sizzle? That is when you want to go ahead and add the flour. I need about 3 cups of this sauce. So once you add the flour, and this is the part I needed a helper on the filming, it's going to thicken quickly. That flour, because the butter was already boiling, is already going to start to thicken. And because I know I want to move quickly at this point because it's now bubbling. So this is one thing you cannot walk away from once you start. I'm kind of winging this. Let's hope it's right. Because what I'm going to do now, this is 2% milk, free of bovine growth hormone. I've talked about that before. When you add the cold milk, the flour is going to immediately precipitate and form clumps. Fear not, it will go back into solution. I'm going to turn the burner back up to 7, and I can already see that those clumps have dissolved. So now I'm going to add more milk. You might say, why not add it all at once? Well, because I wanted to get that flour dissolved again. As this heats, if I didn't add any salt, it would start to thicken on its own. You'd be able to see it as you swish your spoon through it. I'm not going to wait for that to happen because I want to go ahead and add, that is about, I wish I'd looked at it better. That was between 1/2 and 1/4 of a cup of finely chopped smoked Gouda. That's about 1/8. We're pushing 1/4 cup of finely shredded Mexican blend. What I need to do at this point is let that melt pretty much completely, and I would like to see this thicken. I'm going to go ahead and turn that up, and in the meantime I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. A lot of people think of this as a fattening dish. It does not have to be. The only fattening thing in there is the butter. That amount of cheese with the number of servings I'm getting and the butter is going to be nothing. Okay, and since I'm going to pour this all over, you don't have to do it this way, but since I'm going to pour it all over the potatoes, I really wish that would thicken a little more. Hang on, the smoked Gouda takes longer to melt than the Mexican blend.
You can already smell it.
Yeah. I wish I had more smoked Gouda, but that was all I had, and it has such a nice flavor that it will probably be fine.
Yeah, it overpowers a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. You can actually put vegetables in this if you want to. Like broccoli would be good in this. If I could put onions, but this particular time I'm not going to. And my phone can only record for so long because of the storage, so I would really like for this to come up to a boil, a near boil. And then when it does, I'm going to pour it over here and put it in a, again, 400-degree oven. And I hope this is enough sauce because it's kind of hard to go back and fix it now. That looks like about 3 cups. So let's say about 2 tablespoons of butter, 1.5 tablespoons of flour, and about 3 cups of milk. I didn't measure it, but I'm guessing. Okay. Honey, can you see that as I stir, it's starting to slosh less?
Oh, I saw.
You see
Yeah.
it? And it's not just because there's shredded turkey in there. It's because it's starting to thicken. I'm going to let that go just a, whoopsie daisy, let that go just a little bit longer. And really it can go in. People often don't want to use milk because it can curdle on scalloped potatoes, and that's true. But that's if you just put it in straight milk. That's why I did the roux. So that the milk shouldn't curdle. We'll find out, won't we? Because when I finish baking it, I'm guessing 20 minutes tops because the potatoes won't take long. And I just want the milk to cook up some. So, because of the phone and my storage, why don't I just stop here and oops. Okay, I'm going to just dump it all over, and I see right away that of course the turkey did not